What if the poorest country in West Africa suddenly became a model for African independence? Burkina Faso, once overlooked, is now spearheading bold, billion-dollar initiatives under the leadership of a 37-year-old revolutionary. From roads and refineries to solar power and gold mines, this is no work of fiction. It's a real-time transformation. In this video, we explore how Captain Ibrahim Traoré is reshaping Burkina Faso's future, one decision at a time.
I am Ibrahim Traoré, and today I'm pulling off your masks.
If you're passionate about African progress and stories the mainstream media rarely highlights, you're in the right place. The 216 million SKBO transport corridor Burkina Faso's geography has long been both a blessing and a curse. Landlocked and heavily rural, the country has historically suffered from poor infrastructure, especially in its remote regions. Fewer than 20% of its classified roads are paved, and during the rainy season, many become impassable mud traps, cutting off entire communities from food, education, healthcare, and markets. But that's changing. In a monumental move, the government launched the Sikasso Korhogo Bobo Dioulasso (SKBO) corridor project, a $216 million initiative co-financed by the World Bank and other international partners. This project isn't just about pouring asphalt. It's about building climate-resilient, year-round transport networks that integrate rural areas with economic hubs in Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, and Mali. Why is this so important? Because infrastructure is power. A reliable road isn't just a path, it's a pipeline of opportunity. It links farmers to markets, children to schools, and patients to clinics. It lowers transportation costs, boosts productivity, and allows businesses to scale. What sets this project apart is its dual focus on physical development and institutional reform. The corridor is supported by a parallel initiative to strengthen the Ministry of Infrastructure and Transport, ensuring long-term planning, maintenance, and expansion of critical assets. Burkina Faso isn't just building roads, it's building the backbone of national transformation. Rethinking global ties, the Nordgold Partnership. In 2025, Burkina Faso shocked international observers by awarding a major mining license to Russian mining firm Nordgold. Traditionally, the country had leaned heavily on Western investors and former colonial powers, especially France. This pivot marked not just an economic shift, but a geopolitical statement. By opening the door to non-Western partners, Burkina Faso is diversifying its alliances. The government says it is seeking mutually respectful relationships, free from neo-colonial terms and unbalanced conditions. Supporters argue that partnerships like Nordgold could bring new investment, technological advancement, and competition, raising industry standards and minimizing corruption. Critics warn that too much reliance on any one country, especially a controversial player like Russia, could lead to new forms of dependency. But the message from Captain Traoré's administration is clear. Burkina Faso will choose its own friends and write its own rules. Turning sunlight into sovereignty, solar energy expansion. With abundant sunlight and limited access to electricity, Burkina Faso is perfectly positioned for a solar energy revolution. And that's exactly what's happening. The centerpiece of this transformation is an 18-megawatt solar plant in Daga, part of the Desert to Power initiative led by the African Development Bank. This project is just one component of a national plan to generate over 10 gigawatts of solar energy across the Sahel by 2030. Why does this matter? Because only 20% of the population currently has access to reliable electricity. Frequent blackouts and diesel dependency have crippled productivity and stalled basic services. Solar power offers a clean, local, and scalable solution. It fuels irrigation for farms, keeps medical equipment running, powers schools, and helps small businesses operate consistently. The government is also investing in off-grid systems, mini-grids, and solar kits for rural homes and schools. It's a comprehensive, inclusive approach, bringing light and power to even the most remote corners of the country. Feeding a nation. Food sovereignty projects. In a country where more than 80% of the population depends on agriculture, food security is not optional, it's existential. For decades, Burkina Faso faced challenges like poor irrigation, climate variability, and a dangerous reliance on food imports. That's changing fast. In 2023, the government launched the National Offensive for Food Sovereignty, an ambitious program aimed at achieving agricultural self-sufficiency. Millions have been invested in modern farming equipment, high-quality seeds and fertilizers, water reservoirs and irrigation infrastructure, agricultural training and education. Thousands of hectares of land are being converted into productive farms. Local cooperatives are receiving support. Rural economies are being revitalized. Burkina Faso is no longer waiting for food aid. It is working to feed itself, build resilience against climate shocks, and restore dignity to its farmers. Educating for independence, youth empowerment programs. With over 60% of the population under 25, Burkina Faso is one of the youngest nations in the world. But for too long, the education system failed to prepare young people for real-world challenges. That's beginning to change with the Youth Skills Development Program, a nationwide effort to equip young people with vocational, technical, and entrepreneurial skills aligned with national development goals. New training centers are being built across the country, offering courses in solar panel installation, welding and carpentry, agribusiness and irrigation, coding, and digital literacy. Education reforms are also taking shape in primary and secondary schools, where new curricula are emphasizing citizenship, entrepreneurship, and African history. This isn't just education. It's about building a generation of builders, thinkers, and leaders. Rebuilding healthcare, from survival to strength access to healthcare, has long been a national weakness. Many communities are hours or days away from medical facilities, and many services are underfunded or overburdened. Now, the government is investing heavily in the health sector. New regional hospitals are under construction in areas like Daga and Fada Ngourma, designed not only for treatment, but for training doctors and nurses locally. Key initiatives include expanded maternal and child health care, national vaccination programs, mobile health clinics in remote areas, a planned digital health record system for efficient, integrated care. Burkina Faso has also partnered with countries like Cuba to bring in skilled foreign doctors and medical trainers. It's a comprehensive, people-first healthcare strategy focused on prevention, education, and resilience. Reclaiming culture, the revival of national identity. Culture is not a luxury. It's the foundation of identity and unity. In Burkina Faso, culture is rising once more as a source of national pride. The capital, Ouagadougou, is reasserting itself as a cultural hub. The government has increased funding for FESPACO, Africa's premier film festival, and launched new art centers and music academies. Traditional leaders and community elders are being brought into national dialogues. Indigenous languages, rituals, and customs are being preserved and celebrated, not pushed aside. This cultural renaissance is about more than nostalgia. It's about forging a modern, inclusive national identity that honors the past while embracing the future. The sovereignty doctrine, a new national compass. At the heart of Burkina Faso's transformation is a bold, central idea: sovereignty. Captain Ibrahim Traoré has made it clear that Burkina Faso will not be dictated to, not by foreign governments, multinational corporations, or international institutions. This has led to bold moves, cutting military ties with France, expelling foreign troops, forming new alliances with Mali, Niger, and Russia, asserting economic self-determination. This stance has earned criticism abroad, but overwhelming support at home. Across the country, civil society, youth movements, and religious leaders have embraced the sovereignty doctrine as a path toward dignity and self-reliance. It's no longer just about independence on paper. It's about building institutions that serve the people, not external interests. Final thoughts. Burkina Faso's transformation is far from complete. There are still challenges to overcome, from security threats to economic headwinds to questions of political transparency. But what's undeniable is this: something powerful is happening. In the dust of new roads, the glow of solar panels, the hum of gold refineries, and the classrooms filled with eager students, Burkina Faso is rewriting its destiny. This nation, once overlooked, is now a symbol of possibility, and the world is watching. If you believe in self-determination, in bold leadership, and in Africa's right to rise on its own terms, then be part of the story. Like this video, share it, talk about it, and subscribe for more African stories that matter.